Will violence mar the upcoming presidential race? That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. We have already seen some violence at Trump rallies, spurred on by anti-Trump protesters and exacerbated by some Trump supporters overreacting. A disgusting display in a republic dependent on freedom of political expression. Now, we are seeing the same thing involving Bernie Sanders versus Hillary Clinton. Last weekend in Las Vegas, some Sanders supporters vented their anger against establishment Democrats, saying the primary system is rigged.
We need stability in the Democratic Party. Stability.
The issue in Vegas was the delegate count. Sanders supporters furious that some folks supporting the senator were disqualified for clerical errors. The chair of the Nevada State Democratic Party believes she is in actual danger.
They've attacked the place where I am employed, it's a restaurant and gaming bar. They posted on their Yelp bad things about the restaurant. They've attacked my husband. They've made a clone Facebook of my name and said awful things about my husband that looks like it's coming from me. There's no end to the threats and the vile comments that have been made.
And indeed, Ms. Lang has been verbally assaulted.
Hi, Roberta Lane. This is a citizen of the United States of America, and I just wanted to let you know that I think people like you should be hung in a public execution to show this world that we won't stand for this sort of corruption. You cowardless running off this stage. I hope people find you.
And I hope police are working to find that guy and charge him with a felony threat. Talking Points believes that far too many Americans are hateful when it comes to politics. I see it every day on both sides, and it's depressing. Dissent is fine. Disenchantment can be positive. I deliver stinging political critiques every day on this program, but I don't hate anybody and try to deal with people in power in a very precise way that is fact-based. Talking Points also believes that America is in trouble because of terrible policies that have weakened the nation, but also because compromise is now seen as a weakness by many. The truth is that Trump is not evil, nor is Hillary Clinton, nor Bernie Sanders, nor Barack Obama. Misguided, maybe, depending on your point of view, but not deserving of hatred. For the next 6 months, The Factor will spotlight the haters and hold them accountable. A bit later on, we'll show you how rank hatred and dishonesty from a George Soros-funded group. Mr. Soros, personally responsible for much of the vile stuff in the political arena. Of course, the worst part of all his hate is the effect it will have on American children. That will be terrible. And that's a memo. Now for the top story tonight, new Fox News poll on the election. Donald Trump has moved ahead of Hillary Clinton in this survey, 45-42, reversing a 48-41 deficit in April. But Trump loses to Bernie Sanders in a matchup that will never take place, 46-42. When asked about favorability, Secretary Clinton, got hammered. 61% have an unfavorable view of her, just 37% favorable. For Trump, it's 56 not favorable, 41% like him. That's an improvement from March, when 65% of American voters looked askance at Donald Trump. Who's now to analyze all of this, Kirsten Powers. You're here in New York.
I know, I had to come see you.
I just have one request: don't hit me. All right?
Why?
Don't hit me. Don't be like those Vegas people.
I can't honor that.
You can leave a message on, but don't do that. All right. First of all, are you surprised by the rage that those people in Las Vegas supporting Bernie Sanders showed?
I'm surprised that there was violence, and I am surprised by some of the voicemails. But let's be honest, there weren't that many voicemails that were that bad. When you consider how many Bernie Sanders supporters there are, it's just a handful of people. But I'm not surprised that people are angry. No, I'm not at all surprised. And I don't have any problem with them booing Barbara Boxer.
What do you think they're angry about, essentially?
I think they're angry about the fact that they feel the system is rigged, and they feel that Bernie Sanders has been treated unfairly by the Democratic Party.
Do you feel that way?
Yes, I do. And I think that so the DNC has made it pretty clear that they're behind Hillary Clinton from the word go. They set up
Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
They set up the debates in a way to minimize exposure and made it so they were on the weekends, they were on holidays, and had a small number of debates. And so I think Bernie Sanders fans supporters feel that he wasn't
And
given
you,
a fair
Kirsten
shot.
Powers,
I agree
believe
with it,
that
absolutely.
the Democratic establishment rigged the primary system against Bernie Sanders.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Trump thinks the Republican thing was rigged.
I think, well, exactly. Yeah, I think it's a
Even though he won.
It's a similar sentiment on both sides, right? That they feel that the system is
pretty
rigged.
arcane, isn't it?
And I think, you know, well, they're different.
With the delegates, super delegates, delegates in hiding, delegates in the closet.
Well, no, so the thing, so Trump's criticism, and a lot of people who said no, it's not rigged because it's all out there for you to see, right? So you should have known this, and you should have. No, I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying that people said about, like Rush Limbaugh said, well, Trump is wrong because actually, if you just, he should have sent people to fight for the delegates.
Okay, but I don't like the whole system.
Right, I agree with you.
I think the system should be revamped so that the people who are voting have much more say, and that it's much easier to figure out which delegates are this and which delegates are that. And then the state should have one uniform system because it's a national election. And you want to do state elections, do whatever you want. All right, let's get into the new poll. Good news for Trump. Right, in the Fox News poll. Do you know why Trump is surging, by the way? Do you know?
I'm not surprised, frankly, that he's... I can't say exactly why.
I know why. I just want to know if you're as smart as me.
Did you have something to do with it?
No, I didn't have anything to do with it. All right.
Did he come on The Factor?
No, he always comes on The Factor when he's not mad at me. Okay, here's why Trump surged. Because there are no more opponents. So the people that were rooting for the opponents, all right, the opponents are gone. Some of those people have come over to Trump, said, look, he's inevitable, and I'm going to support the party because I don't like Hillary Clinton. So therefore, his unfavorables drop because people who liked Marco Rubio or Ted Cruz or John Kasich, some of them, not all of them, have said, you know, he's the guy, so I'm going to get behind him.
Yeah.
And that's why Hillary Clinton hasn't moved, because Bernie supporters still don't like her.
Right.
Once she wins, no matter how she does it, then her unfavorables will drop a little. Is that a good explanation? Do you understand why it all happened now?
Yeah, I followed
Thank you.
That.
Good.
But I'm not sure that I agree that the same thing will happen when Bernie Sanders drops out, because I think that
Bernie will clutch Hillary, clutch in a, you know, maybe hand to hand, I don't know, and he will say, vote for Hillary, and some of his supporters will, just like the Republicans.
Maybe. I think that the Bernie Sanders people are going to be very unhappy, and a lot of them
don't
like Hillary Clinton. No, I don't think that many of Democrats will actually vote for Donald Trump, but it's possible that they'll stay home.
Okay, we don't want to speculate on that, but I'm going to predict that Mrs. Clinton's unfavorables will go down as soon as she consolidates. Now, I don't understand how anybody can. I know why you like Bernie. He's very entertaining, but support him. Venezuela is falling apart. I mean,
what does that have to do with anything?
Because that's a socialist state.
It's not, but
that's
so
socialism.
Is Sweden. Why do you pick the ones
No.
that,
Sweden's not like Venezuela.
Democratic socialism is what he supports.
And that's what happened. Hugo Chavez was elected democratically.
But he has said that it's more like a Norway or a Sweden. When he talks about the types of countries that he
there's only 18 people in those countries.
As being more like his viewpoint, it's not the countries that you always insist on bringing up that have nothing to do with him.
Which I've been to,
and Cuba would be another one that has nothing to do. It's actually
communist. Go to Nicaragua, go to all these socialist countries, and nothing works.
But why do you choose the ones that he hasn't identified with?
Because Norway, Sweden, and those countries aren't really socialists. What they are welfare states.
They're democratic socialists.
They're welfare states.
They're democratic socialists.
They have they're not. The government does not run private industry in those countries. But anyway,
that's the point. Bernie Sanders doesn't want the government to run private industry.
He does.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
I don't know. You're constantly smearing
Bernie Sanders is closer to Fidel Castro than he is to you.
Bill, you make this up. Right. Really,
I'm not making it up. I know Bernie. I know what he really wants. Did you know he honeymooned in the Soviet Union?
I know that he did.
Okay.
And I don't like it.
Would you honeymoon in the Soviet Union?
I would not have done that.
Anybody watching this broadcast honeymoon in the Soviet Union? I rest my case. Powers is out of here.